On this week's breaking news, it's time to assemble the Avengers Tower. We also see some great discounts ahead of the Black Friday season, and of course, there's some peeks into 2024 sets. All of that and more on this week's breaking news. Hey everybody, welcome back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFLs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past year. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. As always, if you're new, welcome. We love to introduce more people to LEGO, and if you're already big LEGO fans, this is a great place to stop and learn about the LEGO news. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. You can also go over, and I implore you to subscribe to the YouTube, as this episode is on YouTube as well. Brand new thing, whole nother just avenue to try to go down because I am terrible at video editing, but I'm getting better. I'm doing a series on LEGO shorts, or short videos on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, I keep doing that, on Threads and TikTok, where it's the random LEGO set of the day. I have a random LEGO set generator where I get to review a set that from all across the LEGO history. You can check those out and see some of the information you might not know about. And of course, I do a little bit of reviewing. But if you want to also become a bigger part of the Back to Brick brand and support me as I continue to grow the business and try to make this my full-time job, since I'm still looking for a job at this moment, you can become a patron or LEGO stud over on our Patreon page. You get to have different tiers, but you get the podcast early, you get it with no ads, and of course, just becoming part of the Back to Brick brand. We are going to be doing some reveals here in the next couple weeks, just in time for the holiday season, so get ready to get some of those beforehand to see and maybe get a little bit of discount. Also, I do put my instructions on there. For the admin, as I said, I'm still looking for a job, so it's definitely a dynamic time, and putting all my effort towards this and the blog and a bunch of other things, I'm trying not to spread myself thin, but it does happen. We did have a wonderful time at our wedding this weekend. Our closest friends got married, and it was really nice. I'm a big wedding guy. I love wedding food. I love dancing, and it's just fun. And if you have gone to a wedding recently, you know what I'm talking about. But that's about it. That's all our admin for today. We're going to get into our set review, of course. And this week's set is set 2133, the LEGO Ideas Home Alone set. So just in time for the Christmas season. All right, let's get into the breaking news. This past week on November 3rd, Bricklink went down. This is LEGO's second-party selling website where you can buy LEGO bricks that, well, there's bigger stock, and it's not just based on the pick a brick. This is where people go out and buy sets and parse them out, and it's a really big network of people. The problem seemed to be that they got hacked, and there were ransom notes that were going out, upwards of $50,000 in Bitcoin to unlock the site. And that's a pretty aggressive amount of money, especially for a site that I don't think that they make that much. So Bricklink was purchased by LEGO a few years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago. The thing is, they just didn't have the security. They didn't update anything, and it seemed that LEGO really didn't put that much money into it because, well, everybody liked the user interface. They didn't want to change anything, in just a very standard way of doing things. But the site was down until Tuesday of this week. That's a really long time. And a lot of people use this to make the money that they need for their households. This is part of their income. And having that shut down for so many days is pretty drastic, that it impacts them in a way that their clients are like, well, where's our LEGO bricks? Then they have to refund them. And then they have their entire website could be completely erased of how much they have in stock, which people have millions of bricks, and that's really crazy that happened. And I mean, it impacted the community pretty heavily. A lot of people switched over to Brickowl, which is another website that does a similar thing. And yeah, I don't know. I think that it comes time that not a lot of people are going to just use Bricklink. They're going to have to try different resources so that they can continue with their livelihoods. Now, we're going to be talking about a lot of discounts today because as we come up on the Black Friday weekend and we have LEGO VIP week coming up, there's going to be a lot of different sets on discount, and you can get them in different stores too. And right now, there's even some discounts, and one specifically is over at Costco, where you can get the Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars Razor Crest for over $100 off. Well, not over 100. It is exactly $100 off. And it's a $650 set, so that's a nice decrease for people. I think it's a very nice set. It's designed well. There's not a lot of studs on top, which gives it a clean look, and having a designed interior is an added bonus to it. But I don't know if it's selling as well as they expected it to. The Mandalorian is a very popular TV show, but a lot of people, when they buy the Ultimate Collectors, they're looking for older sets. So like the Republic gunship was extremely popular, and we have, of course, the Millennium Falcon. But at a discount like this, a lot of people might not be able to pass it up, and we're expecting there might be a 20% discount come the VIP week, and there also might be some bigger ones on Amazon. So we'll have to stay tuned for that. I'll post the link in the description for this. It is an affiliate link, so you can help out the channel and get $100 off a Razor Crest. LEGO has officially announced the newest modular of the Marvel series. This one is in addition to the Sanctum Sanctorum and the Daily Bugle. It is Avengers Tower. Now, it has been rumored for quite some time, and just to go break down some of it, it's set 76269, Avengers Tower, 5,201 pieces. It's an 18-year-old plus rating, and it's $500 US, and it will be available on the 24th of November, so just in time for the holiday season. And it's very, very impressive. The scale of it is just enormous. I mean, we've got over 5,000 pieces, which is pretty crazy, especially because it comes with 32 minifigures. That's the most that LEGO has ever had in a set. And not all of them are unique to the set, but we do have like a brand new Vision. We've got some new clothing design and prints for some of the sets. The Hulk is actually brand new, where you can actually turn Hulk's head side to side with hair. And that's never been done on a Hulk-sized figure. Having some great detailed scenes. We've got the lobby where Loki disappears with the Tesseract. There's also a scene where we see Captain America fighting Captain America, and that's America's ass as he points to it. And there's a bunch of other scenes. It does come with the Quinjet and a Chitauri warriors and the giant Chitauri snake lizard thing. And at a height of 36 inches, that's a pretty big model. And they did a comparison to some of the other latest models, and it's way taller than the Daily Bugle. It does have some issues, I think, that they added some different scenes that aren't in it. But I mean, they were trying to combine stories since it's across a few of the Avengers movies at this point. But at $500, it is expensive, but I think it's worth it. I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and I know a lot of other people have as well. So now you can get the chance to be Tony Stark and have the Avengers Tower. Now, it does come with a gift with purchase if you purchase it between the 24th and the 27th. It comes with a taxi, which kind of looks like a Tesla almost, but very basic build, and Black Panther, and 2 Chitauri warriors, and the taxi driver. Not the greatest gift with purchase. They could have done something different. I mean, if you think of the different scenes, they could have had... Honestly, I couldn't think of a different scene at the moment, but there's definitely some other ones that you can do for Avengers Tower. All right, here we go again, talking about brick technology. He or she has made an amazing impact on the community, building these really cool different designs that show how Technic and technology can impact with, well, this time, sinking boats. He takes a lot of the different Lego boats and figures out ways of sinking them, such as shooting them with Lego bricks and seeing if they sink, or having these giant wave creations using tires and reciprocating back and forth in a pool of water. That's pretty cool. It talks about some of these tanks that they do large-scale designs of ships. I guess not super large, larger. I mean, these boats are about 12 inches long, and think about the bigger ones are like 6 to 10 feet long, because it sees what they're going to look like out in the ocean. And having that is just fun because it shows the different creative aspects you can try to take something out. When he didn't succeed, he tried another one. I keep saying he. They definitely tried another one. You can go check out the link in the description and head over to YouTube, see some of the other videos that we've talked about. Now, I didn't talk about this last week, but there was only one set revealed and released on November 1st this year, and that's pretty light. Usually they come out with a few more, But it seems that they're coming out with a couple sets that, throughout the month, as we've seen, there's going to be the museum coming out and also the Avengers Tower this month. But it was the Super Mario Piranha Plant, which I think is a super well-designed build, similar to what they did with the Bowser. And I know that a lot of people who are Super Mario fans that don't want to get the playsets, this is another way to do that. So you can head over to our affiliate link in the description to get that. And then you could also wait for the Avengers Tower, which is not yet open for pre-orders or for sale yet. I'm wondering if they'll just have it for sale during the weekend, but I hope they have enough quantity for it because it's going to be a pretty popular thing to purchase. So if you'd like to purchase the Piranha Plant, you can actually head over to the link in the description. And if you have honey, you can get $12 cash back, which is a nice reduction in price from $100 down to the 88. There we go. I can do math to purchase this set. Now, LEGO's had 2K Racing for almost a year at this point, but there's been rumors of another one, and it's called 2K Goal. It's been a big hint to soccer for a while, as they've done a lot through the World Cup and a couple of the sets. It came up on the PlayStation Store this week, and that just means we're expecting a release in the next couple weeks, as it's already in the store, and you can now get the chance to play soccer probably during the holiday season, as they are just going to push out as much as they can prior so that they get the highest sales that they can. The LEGO Group has revealed 5 new Friends sets for 2024. I'm going to go through and list them now. We've got the Mini Boutique, which is 42608, and it's just a tiny little store similar to what you'd see in like a grocery store in a city set. We have 42614, the Vintage Fashion Store, and the store itself is kind of a 2-story level, nothing also as detailed as some of the other ones that we're going to talk about. Ollie and Paisley's Family Home, 42620, and the family home is very nice, where it's a mid-century style, where they got the nice sloped roofs. I really like the design that they did for this. 42621, the Heartland City Hospital, and the hospital style does have, of course, a helicopter. The logo is a heart shape, and it's got the hospital beds, just a classic hospital. And then 42639, I don't actually have a name for that yet, but it looks, if you look at the picture, just like the mansion, Tony Stark's mansion from all of the Iron Man movies. It's got a full column to support the whole thing, with the 2 sides kind of extending out in a curved pattern, and the garage in the basement area, which why not just change it all white and make it Tony Stark's house? But I think that's a really nice set. All of them are really nice for the Friends line, and I think that as they continue to update this, I think they've done a great job with the Friends series and continue to promote and make it bigger. Minecraft is also getting some new sets for 2024. I'm going to run through them also. We got 21251, Steve's Desert Expedition, about $10, 75 pieces, and it's got him with a llama, or actually not a llama, it's going to be a camel, and some creature flying in here. 21256, the Frog House, which is about $55, $60, 400 pieces, and the house looks like a brown frog. I'm not into Minecraft as much, so I don't know these exactly. The Devourer's Showdown, 21256, about $45, $50, and it's a giant creature, so I'm guessing it's a monster that you have to battle or try to avoid so you don't get eaten. And just another set of just different ones. We already talked about the armor, the animal shelter, so Minecraft is continuing to expand. Hopefully we'll see some expansions continue as we see maybe bigger and bigger sets, full castles or other builds with water features and things like that. I think that they are doing a wonderful job, similar to what I just said with Friends, in continuing to promote this brand. We're also getting 2 new Mario sets, and they're both going to be in addition to what we already know as the standard style. We have 71428. It's going to be a cost of about $10 and 107 pieces. And it has 2 Yoshis, the yellow and pink Yoshi and a Yoshi egg. And then the other one is Bowser, 71431. It's $30 for 459 pieces, and Bowser doesn't take up the whole amount. He has this really mean purple car, which I think is really cool, and definitely a good way to get Bowser instead of buying the Bowser Castle, because that's, well, it's expensive. So this is a nice alternative to getting a Bowser figure without spending, I think it's $130 for it. This past week was the Chinese International Expo, and a few sets were revealed. One is Monkey Kid, which is the largest set that we've seen by far. It's a $190 set called 80054 Megapolis City. And the set, it has Monkey Kid, May, Pigsy, Mr. Tang, just a bunch of different characters. I think there's a total of like at least 10 or 15. And it's a massive set. It looks like the Ninjago City sets, where it does have a fairground area. So we've got trees coming out. We've got Ferris wheels, different shops in the bottom level. I'm guessing you could probably add this to your Ninjago series if you want to combine the Monkey Kid and Ninjago themes together. And then a few other things that we came out with, of course, are part of the Chinese New Year. The BrickHeads this year is based on it's the Year of the Dragon, and the BrickHead actually is Mickey Mouse, but it doesn't have the dragon figure since we got a dragon last year. This one has Mickey Mouse dressed in a traditional, like, celebratory Chinese New Year festival wear, and it has a Chinese lantern. And being that's a single BrickHead, it's going to be about $10 to get. There's two other Chinese New Year sets that they always do. One is actually it's three. Sorry, there's a smaller one this year. The festival calendar, so you can have a little calendar dial where you can roll through and mark down how many days or what day it is till we get to 2024. It's 340 pieces, and it comes with a dragon boat as well. The second one is the Auspicious Dragon, 80112. It's 1,171 pieces at a cost of $90. And the dragon itself is a curved dragon that we see in the picture above that has some nice tile work to it. And being at a 10-plus-year-old set, it means it's a pretty easy build, but it does look really nice. And if you're really into the the Chinese culture, this is a cool way to do it, and it has some cool cloud work underneath. But the main one this year is the Family Reunion Celebration. It's 1,823 pieces at $130. Now, it has a two-level celebratory, like, restaurant style to it. The bottom level has a karaoke machine and the dining area, and then upstairs is the family area, also dining, and they've got different minifigures to go along with it. The rooftop is also a dining experience where it has, like, Chinese lanterns across it. I really enjoy this one, especially because we didn't get to have the Chinese dinner that was just an exclusive in China a few years ago, and it adds on to your entire series if you've collected the New Year's series. This year at Walmart, Black Friday is starting now, it seems, because they have a lot of their sets already discounted pretty low. I'm going to run through a couple of them here so that you might get an idea of some of the sets you might want to get. One is the 3-in-1 Creator Surfer Beach House, and it's usually retail for $70, and it's down to $30. Another one is the Jeep Wrangler. It's set 42122. It's 665 pieces in the Technic line, and it's down from $50 to $25, 50% savings. There's, of course, more and more from there, and I'll list a few in the description that you might want to go and purchase before they're all gone, or they might jump back up. Who knows? But that's just Walmart. So expect to see a lot of different ones as well at Target, Walmart, Costco, as we already talked about, Amazon, to promote more sales for the holiday season. LEGOLAND Florida is expanding. For the year of 2024, they're opening 2 new attraction areas. One is the Ferrari section, where you can go and actually build a Ferrari car in the smaller scale, also for younger kids in a Duplo scale, and you can have the experience of racing them around different tracks and seeing how you can change it and becoming a Ferrari driver. There's also a life-size Ferrari model there as well. Now, this first came out in the Billund Legoland. We saw kind of the area that they were going to have it, but they hadn't opened it at the time. The second is called Sea Life, which is a brand new aquarium that they're opening at the Florida Legoland Resort. Doesn't mean that there's Lego involved, but it's going to be aquarium style, of course, with different marine life and different areas of learning. And as it expands from the Merlin Entertainment Company, you can have a day at Legoland and then have a day at the water park area that they have, but also, as I was just talking about, the aquarium. So if you're a pass holder as well, this gets you some perks to get in and experience events there as well, the Ninjago Weekend, Red, White, and Boom, and getting access to these new facilities and enjoying yourself year-round. Lego bricks have inspired all different types of art, not just built with Lego, but in different areas as well, such as this one in painting. A man named Roy Skolton has built a 50 birds series, and he's designed them based on Lego bricks. So they're not specifically built with Lego, but they're in the same design. So there's 1x1 tiles and different areas to make the tails, the beaks, and adding different colors. Not sure if they're just colors that Lego does or they've designed in the way that he wants them to look like. And he says that it's been interesting to see how the experience from early prints feeds back into the following ones. And in a way, it's because I got better at it, the more difficult it became. More subtle colors, schemes, and patterns resulted in more printably approached printing. And having these different birds adds such a cool, unique way of doing it. I wonder if he's selling prints, because I'm going to have to look it up, because the birds, they look really cool, and having them in Lego form, maybe you can even build them based on the color selection that Lego bricks might have and design these all 50 in the actual Lego. So I'll put the designs that he's done in the description so you can check a few of those out, and maybe you'll build some yourself. LEGO Ideas and Lo-Fi teamed up to have a contest to see who could build something that represented their pace, tranquility, and based on the video that's been viral as a calming, more ASMR style. And there was a winner that was announced, and their design was just super unique. And for the Lo-Fi Girl Challenge, the creation was by Badger Designs, I apologize. And it's more of the face as she's leaning down and looking at her picture that she's drawing, but this time she's looking at a minifigure, and behind it's open and showing the head where she's designed this tranquil scene. There's a water area below it. So having that as a winner is just an amazing idea that they've come up with. And there's some other ones. One was a whale that I really liked with the girl reading and fish with the lamp showing on it. Tried to retro engineer it because it's just really cool. But these are great contests, and I think a lot of people should participate. LEGO Ideas gives you the opportunity to create something you may not have done before. Now, who doesn't want to celebrate Christmas with a new Lego jumper, or sweater as we say in America? The jumper is available on Lego just in the UK and Europe for about 20 euros. And there's also a t-shirt that has a little gingerbread man on it, and the sweater itself has a brick-built design of ornaments. It's very nice, and I think that the clothing line at LEGO has always been a little lacking for the adult side, but now having this for kids and adults is a great way to promote just more of the brand during the holiday season. And speaking of LEGO Ideas, it's the 15th anniversary of LEGO Ideas. And that's a long history of some great sets that have come out and been released and now get people to enjoy it and have people get challenged to make things that may have the support to get and become a Lego set. The 50th anniversary is, of course, coming out with a LEGO Ideas contest. In this contest, you have to have a design that features the number 15. So I already have a bunch of ideas. It just, of course, takes time to build it. But if you'd like to do the same, there's going to be a link in the description so you can go over and check out whether the other contest rules, which you could win, which is really cool. You actually get to go to the Lego house in Billund if you're a first place winner, which hands down, I have to recommend. It's a beautiful place to go, and you can learn so much about the Lego process and see just the designs from all over the world in the Master Designer Gallery. Very cool. So go ahead and participate in this. I think there's about 25 days left in the contest, and just put your work out there. Now, LEGO's had an architecture series for quite some time now, but all the buildings are what has been built in the world. And now let's go into a different world, because Harry Potter was one that just came out, but now it's rumored that we're going to get a Jedi temple. It'd be great to see some of these buildings from Star Wars, and the difference is, though, it's not going to be super big. And I mean, it's probably along the same lines as any architecture set. It's going to be about $160 to $170, where we're going to get the Jedi Temple in the mini scale that they usually do and have a little Yoda figure. I wish it was a little bigger, like the micro scale that we've seen in the Harry Potter set, and have some great scenes like the Jedi Council, the what is it called? The Jedi Archives. So there's potential, and I think that doing this as a start, we're going to see more and more fictional buildings be in the architecture style. Now, LEGO seems to be doing another partnership, this time with Peppa Pig. I don't know too much about Peppa Pig other than it's a cartoon style, like 2D kids show. I mean, I know all about Bluey because I've watched Bluey, but this is different. And I really wish that they would do a partnership with Bluey since it's already part of the Disney family. But we're likely to see this sometime in early to mid 2024. Probably some playability sets and probably in the age group of 4+, I'd assume, but I could be wrong. But that would be a fun excursion more into the kids style that they've been doing with the Disney Duplo and the other 4+ sets. Our last bit of news for the day is a rumored Technic, wish it was Icon set for the Apollo moon rover. Now, these didn't appear on the moon till I think the 15th Apollo. It could be the 14th, not 100% sure. But the Technic style would go along with the Mars rover that they just did, which I do talk about Curiosity in my upcoming of the series on my random Lego sets of the day. You can find that on Threads, TikTok, and Instagram. Also a few on YouTube. I'm still working on that part. But these are, it's an interesting way to go because I think it needs to have that Technic style. I wonder if they'll do the wheels with that mesh style that they have, because if they do, that would be great. And I've been working on one for quite some time now. The wheels are extremely difficult, so this could solve that problem. It's going to be a cost of $250 and come out in June around some of the moon launches that we've seen before. That is going to be a really cool set. I do love the moon missions and NASA, so I'm probably going to get this one. And that's all the breaking news we have today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast if you aren't, and leave us 5 stars. 5 stars, baby, 5 stars. The more people we do, the more impact we can have across all of Spotify and Apple and all the other ones that you might listen to promote it to other people. You can also become a bigger supporter in the podcast if you go over to the Patreon, get the podcast early without ads, and have just a really fun community to build on and have some discussions. But as we're now finished with the breaking news, we'll move on to our set review. Today's set is the LEGO Ideas Home Alone set 21330. It has 5 minifigures. It's an 18+ set. It's 3,955 pieces. It comes at 1,950 insider points, and it's on a scale of 11 inches high, 14 inches wide, and 15 inches deep. And it comes at a cost of $300. It does have reviews, 248 of them at 5 stars. And I really do like the house. It has a beautiful exterior to it, similar to almost exactly what we see in the movies. It has snow-covered roof and some snow on the ground. It also comes with the treehouse. If you've watched the movie before, spoiler alert, he does a zip line all the way to the treehouse to escape the bad guys. There's the vehicle truck with the bad guys, the cleaners or whatever it is while everybody's out as they rob. And there's so many different features within the house that, you know, you've seen in the movie, some of the trickery, and it doesn't have the basement. The basement was a cool addition to it, but that is, I think, a wonderful representation of it. The roof also does pitch up so you can see where he fell asleep and they completely forgot him, which, terrible mother, but I do love the minifigures in this. They did a great job with it. At $300, you do get 900 pieces more than the 3,000, so that's what, 9 cents a piece. And I think it's worth the price. I think that if you're a big Home Alone fan, part of the holiday season, it's a set that would be a nice display piece, and having that open playability to it and showing like those little features, anyone that comes over to see it is going to be like, oh, I know that house. That's the Home Alone house. And it definitely represents the holiday spirit. So I'll put a link in the description so you can go purchase that for the holiday season. You can also wait till VIP week for maybe double VIP points. We haven't had much news on that yet, but if we do, we'll bring it into the breaking news. And that's all we have today. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.